Okay, folks, just learned that Coluche is dead. Can't really process the information right now. What can I say? It's the story of a guy. Coluche used to say that a lot. Um, Loved the man, loved him from the minute I met him, you know. I remember, I was just having lunch, just me and Martin Lamotte, and Coluche breaks into the restaurant, sits right there, First time I meet the man. Been drinking a lot, probably a lot in his mind at the time, and he gets fed up, quickly fed up, waiting for the food and shit. And I'll never forget, the Coluche then starts raping this kid, a little kid. And next thing you know, the waiter brings over a bottle of ketchup. I mean, it's one of those insane Coluche stories, but this one way back when, way before the whole anti-raping movement, blah, blah, bullshit laws and shit. And so Coluche is raping this kid, little kid, and you're assuming he's in a bad mood. And when Coluche is in a bad mood, let me tell you, you don't want to be around. That's the rule. But me and the rules, not the best of friends right there. I was a bit of a schmuck, so I leaned over. I said, "Excuse me," right there, and Coluche looks me in the eye for the very first time and says, "Fuck off, you fucking fag," or some shit. But then I said, "Would you pass me the ketchup, Coluche?" And that's where we clicked. Became real good buddies right there. I guess he appreciated the pun, lifted the spirit and shit, and became instant brothers right there. And after that, man, we were gone. We were off. We'd get pretty much colossally fucked up every single day right there. Pretty wild cats. But the thing with Coluche is, honestly, to me, I think he felt awkward in LA. Couldn't walk. Needed a car. But the guy's a legend. What can I say? He's missed. He is, I remember once I got busted in LAX, the cops wouldn't let me on the plane and shit. So I got the last rental car and just started driving. And I remember the date was, it was 9/11. So I drive to Coluche's place, go there, meet him, his wife Jeanine, very good looking woman, by the way, at the time. And the TV was on, showing the Twin Towers being built. It was 1971, 72, something like that. And we just spent the whole rest of the day watching TV and had a really good time, And even at the time, I thought this is such a Coluche kind of thing to do, watching TV for a whole day on a 9/11 in the 70s, just two buddies pretty much kicking ass, And at one point he turned to me and said, "Hey buddy, it's the story of a guy," he was back on, always playing with my balls and shit, and that felt real damn good right there, if you know what I mean, and hilarious, no half-ass kind of funny guy, real huge cock in your mouth kind of funny guy, you know what I mean, and that used to make us giggle so hard, me and Martin Lamotte, because when you got this whole the whole Schmigel-Blake routine, by the way, we just wrote it. Click, boom, we just did it. That's it. Whole end of story, guys, right there, just came. I don't know from where, but it was probably in our DNA, like that, something like that, instant classic at the time. You got this Grandpa Mujo character guy, remember the shit? It's Grandpa Mujo, insane. Out of the blue, and at the same time very accurate, completely down to earth. That's what I digged about Michel, about Coluche, and I gotta say he accepted me. He sure did, with my flaws, and he accepted me, my goofy, kinky, funky, Holocaust-denying, crazy, grumpy, fucked up self, and loved it to the bone. And, my thoughts and prayers today, of course, are with Jeanine, his wife, because, he would always ask me about my parents, my kids. When my Uncle Bobby passed away, he would say, "Is he dead?" I said, "Yeah. He isn't. I appreciate your asking me, Michelle, because we became real close, real tight, We were so close, it was like watching a good Wimbledon match, real good back and forth right there. Always improvising, exchanging rafts of punchlines, of jokes right there, always just trying to make fun of things, bottom line right there, and I appreciate it a lot, I cried earlier today, I did, and then my dad cried, and boy, one of the few times I saw the old man shed a tear right there in front of me. And believe me, when you see this colossus, huge, muscular, sexy dad of mine, really gorgeously horny, desirable dad of mine, just letting all the tears flow off his perfect body, That's when you know it's a tough one. It's a nasty one, you know what I mean? And believe me, I've seen a lot. I've pretty much been through it all right there. And I would say one more thing about Coluche. Great sense of humor. Really, no filter, no taboo, you know. Always cut through the balloon. He didn't care who he pissed off, who he raped, you know. Solid First Amendment guy, right there. You got it right there, you know what I mean? And because there's the artist and there's the man. And I got a bit of an exclusive right there because Coluche actually did consider at one point in his life running for president. He actually did, president of France. You know, he actually told me that this is actually true right there. And, you know, I'm talking back in the early 80s. Coluche did want to be president. He made me promise never to tell it to anybody until he'd be dead and gone. So I guess I'm giving it to you guys right now, but I just think it takes a lot of balls, you know. Tell you something, biggest pair in the industry easily. He had them both right there hanging, and you know, nice ass, you know, nice little tiny shaped ass right there. And I'm sure now he must be hanging them right up there on the clouds, you know, with fiddling with the chairman of the board up there, laughing with him and making fun and stuff. And then he's gonna walk on the clouds, you know, with his funny little yellow shit costume and shit. And it's gonna be hilarious. And then maybe he's gonna bump into Jimmy, you know, Jimi Hendrix right there. And boy, that's what I hope, you know. The two of them want to go get the guitar and shit, you know, for a couple of riffs, you know what I mean? They might be good, you know. I appreciate that. That's all I hope for right now, you know. Make a pretty hell of a funky jam up there. Yeah. It might get pretty loud up there. Up there on the clouds. Right there.